Hey everyone, Adam Shields 40 back with another daily blog. Um, I've been basically bouncing back and forth from all the stuff that I told you I've been doing, like basically trying to get X up off the ground, get me to the monetization portion of it. It's still a work in progress. Just newly started adding videos from my Twitch to my to here on YouTube, since this YouTube is going to be a mix of basically my normal day-to-day blogs and all of my work I've done on Twitch at the same time, just to help elevate me to a monetary status here on YouTube, and basically keep this as a share with everyone log of everything that I basically think about, go through, or hope to plan to do in the future, so to speak, or anything that's good that's happened, bad that's happened, what have not. Even though I try to keep the bad out, because bad has been basically labeled as drama by basically everybody. So I try to keep that part out. Basically, I went through a thought process for a good fraction of the while today, and since I'm new to the credit score game, I did some Google search digging to see what type of score I need to get the best loans, whether it be mortgage or a car. Okay, so what I've learned is for the best mortgage loan, which is known as the jumbo, you need a range of either 7 to 800 credit score to get the jumbo loan, which is the absolute best loan with the best rates. Now, auto loans, here comes the rough one. This one not only looks at your credit score, but it also looks at your FICO. The credit score range, they want you to at least be at 760, while at FICO they want you to be at I think it was 620 or 640. And this is to secure you for not only the best loan, but the best rates and terms when getting an automobile. But also, here comes the kicker. It's not just that. One more thing goes into mine. And this is where you have to search yourself and think carefully and choose wisely. Who's going to be your cosigner? This one can be an absolute rough one. So I just thought to myself, I don't want to have to go through the loan process, because I don't want someone to hold my vehicle over my head and act like they were solely responsible for helping me with my vehicle. So I'd rather just, save up money and pay flat out. Because to me, that sounds like the better idea. It's better than hearing the crap I never want to hear. Because in the long run, if I ever went the loan route, it took my hard work and dedication to get me that far. something that no one else can take credit for. And I'd rather escape the route of who was the bigger part of the picture on getting the vehicle, and just go with the easier route. Well, it's not so easy considering you still have to build up money for it. But I've also had talks with my wife. I let her know my personal experience renting versus homeowning. Personal experience there, renting is a lot more easier and a lot more affordable than owning a home. Because with renting, the landlord is responsible for certain things that you would have been responsible for if you were the homeowner. Yearly or bi-yearly tax, land tax. Some renters lump in electric and water with your rent. Now, if you were a homeowner, there wouldn't be no lump in. Oh, no. You'd be responsible for all of that yourself, each as a separate bill. This would give you more of an appreciation for certain landlords that actually do their part, because you're dealing with home insurance, mortgage, which is homeowner's version of rent, except for it doesn't continuously go on. It stops at a certain year basis the moment you made your final small payment. Electric, and in order to get by with electric, you better hope that there is a governmental assistance program that can help you get through that, because if not, it's rough. It forces you to think smartly and wisely what needs to stay on, what needs to be turned off, what needs to be plugged in, what doesn't need to be plugged in. What can you do to help reduce it if you did want to keep it plugged in? Like, say, for instance, smart plugs. Let's see, what else? Water. That fluctuates depending upon how much you use it. We use it constantly when we have to go to the bathroom. There's no stopping that. We use it constantly depending upon exactly how many times we want to take a bath a week. We're using it constantly when we have to wash our dishes. If we own a washer, there it goes. Honestly, unless you're also providing water for somebody else in milk jugs or whatever else, that's all your water usage. Let's see, what else? Let's see. The home insurance, this is to cover any damages or anything else. How much they be willing to help in portion to paying any damage that goes on. It doesn't mean it's covering every damage, it just means it's partial. The better your property looks, the higher they'll give you on on your insurance, and you still have to pay on that every year or every month, depending upon how they set it up. Now the the land tax or the yearly tax. The yearly tax is, as it states, it's just year, unless you have it set up one of two ways. You can either set it up to pay it twice a year or just one flat rate. This is not to mention the food costs that you need to survive, your drinks, bathing supplies if you may need it, shaving supplies if you shave. Let's see, what else? Your electric can go up if you have a dryer to go with your washer. Let's see, what else? Any other additional things that I would consider luxury, like internet, TV, cell phones. Luxury, but also a necessity when it comes to the phone. So it makes some people, that's a compelling argument depending upon how they want to live their life. Some can go with a Wi-Fi based landline like we have here, but we still have cell phones. Some can go with a Wi-Fi based landline that only requires the internet. But still, it'd be just like still having a cell phone. You still have to pay the internet to run it. You still have to pay the company that runs your phone. Let's see, if you have pets, there's another expense. We're talking either monthly or yearly vet visits, depending upon the health of your animal, the food for the animal, bathing it, you name it, the whole 9 yards of the animal. If you're, I hate to say this, if you're like my brother, and games seem to take a bigger responsibility over a lot of things, then we'll lump that in as a bill. And games, whether buying them from the online store or going to the place that sells them in general, either way, it's $60 every time you want a new game. If your system goes kaputsky, that's another $400 or $500 that's coming out your pocket. If your controllers go bad, that's another $60 coming out of your pocket. Me, I don't have that problem. I run all my games off a PC. I don't see a big importance or a big want or need to get a game console. I'm looking at living and surviving over luxury. So yeah. Even when I was working with UPS, I didn't think about money to just go willy-nilly spend, even though I was told by various people in the family and they they all agreed with one another that I should have been splurging a little on myself. I didn't do that. Now that only coincides when I'm still working. The moment it seems like I'm fighting hard to find another job, I seem to think, um, how am I going to get my cigarettes? And uh, I don't want to use anyone else's money if I want to just go get me a small thing I want out of a corner store. So yeah, that has came up, and well, all that uh, all that over $1,000 that I did save while having that job, and I frown upon it. It's pretty much almost all gone. Um, like I said, when I'm working and still saving, that never happens. Because what I'll do when I'm working is I'll think of my future. In other words, I'll take the money and put it into savings until it reaches a certain amount, which I've never been able to reach quite yet. So that way I can split it off equally and keep half in my savings and bring the other over to open up a CD account, setting myself up right proper for my future. And yeah, I'm talking about all this stuff because it is a big importance to me. Because my my two main goals in this life. One, I want to train my body to look the way I want it to look. And then finally, I want to be so financially secure that my money takes care of me every year. So, in order for me to reach both, I have to work hard at both. So, uh, the thing I'm doing with X, the thing I'm trying to do here on YouTube, the thing I'm trying to do with Twitch, um, it's merely trying to hurry up and get me to the level I want to be at. I know that's going to take some time, and that's why I'll still be job hunting until every bit of that takes off and hopefully gets me to the level I'm trying to reach. Um, that I can stop at that thought process right now because I just explained to you exactly what at least about probably 2 hours of my time was being in the room and thinking. Um, honestly, um, what's been going on with the remainder portion of my day, um, honestly, it won't sound very entertaining or worth worthwhile to hear about, but I'll just state it anyway. I did uh, work out with my weights on two different muscle areas. Um, right here on the frontal delt and another part on the chest area. However, I did those in separate strides. In other words, I did the I did the delt one first up to about 260 to 300 reps on a 10-pound or 15-pound dumbbell. Waited until I needed to eat my dinner. Once I got done eating my dinner, I finished off with the chest workout, which I think they're called the dumbbell crossovers. I'm not for sure what they're really called in particular, but I did those, and I did up to about 100 of those. And basically, I tried to get my daily quota of posts in on X, because if I want to reach monetization on that, I have to post a great deal of my thoughts and whatever else comes to mind, which I mean a crap load if I can do it, so that way I can bring the impression rate up to 5 million. I have to bring it to 5 million within a 3-month span, and then I will be right on the monetization. So yeah, not to mention I took whatever work I did on Twitch today and exported it as a video copy over to here on YouTube. You'll if you haven't seen it, it's there. It's Legacy of Goku finale. So other than that, I have been sitting back just watching my favorite videos here on YouTube, and that's pretty much about it. Well guys, the only thing I can say at the end of this video is to ask you some questions and have you give me your answers or your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know if you have you ever been a homeowner, or are you currently a homeowner, and can you relate to where I've already came from, and what routes do you go to assure that you pay all your bills? Now, if you're a renter, I already know it should be a little easier for you. I'm more concerned about the homeowners because they have more on the plate than the renters. Let's see, what else? Okay, this one should be easy. Did you enjoy the video? Did you find it informative? Can you relate to it? Give me your answers, your thoughts, your opinions on anything I may have discussed down below. So please do me one massive favor besides commenting below. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe because it does help a lot. Share the video, recommend it to other people that you may think may want to watch it. Till then, this has been Adam Shields 40 with another daily vlog. See you around, guys.